All right, welcome back everyone. So in this video, we will gonna discuss the deployment strategy. So far, we have covered a lot of topics in CK. I hope you are following with me in this series. So in last video, we have seen that what is daemon set and what is the purpose and the use case of the daemon sets, right? That's what we have discussed, and something we have discussed on the static port. We can see that kind of kube API servers or maybe other thing is running already as a daemon set. And in the real-time scenario, we have seen that you can deploy your pod as a daemon set, like if it is meant for the monitoring, some kind of logging, or you are extending the your cluster or maybe the application uh, working. So that way you can use that daemon set. All right, so we will see the deployment strategy. Like deployment strategy is nothing. It is something that the way you want to deploy your application, right? If you remember that when we discuss the difference between the replica set and the deployment, right? So there I have told you with the replica set, like it will gonna take your healing part, right? If anyhow that your pod is gone crashed, right? It is died. Then the replica set will spin up a new pod for you, right? But for the deployment also, it will gonna do the same thing. Sorry, it will gonna do the same thing, but here you will have the control of your versions, right? Here you have the control how you want to deploy. You can pause, you can extend the deployment strategy, like how many ports at a time will be gonna replace with the new port, and all these things will be possible with the deployment strategy, right? So basically, by default, we have a two like or maybe the best practice or the standard we can say that which Kubernetes support is. One is the rolling update, which is a by default uh, strategy. Another one is recreate. So when I say that by default, right? So by default means like if you not specifying anything in the deployment.yaml file, right? So it will gonna deploy your application in a fashion of rolling update, right? This will be gonna it will follow. And if you want to a different strategy, then you need to explicitly define in your YAML file, right? The deployment definition file. So let's understand first what is rolling update and what is recreate, right? So what is happening, guys, with the rolling update, right? Let's say you have that your replica set and where you are running your pod, right? Let's say you have three pod are running, right? Now you have upgraded your application and where also you want that three replica will be run, right? So when you are applying that new file, right? So what will gonna happen in background that replica set will, right? Replica set will gonna scale down your one pod which was from the previous replica and spin up a new pod. Once that is done, then again done means that once this is healthy pod, right? It is up and running, then it will go scale down a second pod and then again it will gonna spin up a new pod. Once that is also done, then the finally the last pod will be deleted and the new pod will be spinned up, right? This way what will happen is this is your replica set 1 and this is your replica set 2, right? So replica set will become 0 and replica set 2 will become 3. 3 means the three ports are up and running, right? So this way, the main benefit is you will never get a downtime, right? If you see when it was deleted, right? The here the desired state is 3, right? When it was deleted, only 2 were running, right? But at the same time, the new port was also running. So if your total count is 1, 2, 3, right? Similarly, when this port was deleted, so from the previous replica set, only one port was running. But at the same time, from the new replica set, you have the two port running. So again, the count is 3. And the same case with the 3. When the third was deleted, the same time your this. So first it will spin up this, right? And then it will gonna delete. Then it will spin up, then it will gonna delete. Then it will spin up, then it will gonna delete, right? So that way it will follow. I'll show you also how it will gonna scale and everything. So that's it. The rolling update, right? Where you will never experience kind of downtime, right? I will show you in the live deployment also, like where we will see that there was no downtime. Whereas recreate is something it will gonna delete old pod first, right? Everything was deleted, and then the new pod was created. That's how that the name itself is saying recreate, right? That means that everything was deleted, whatever is already running with this replica set. Everything was deleted first, and then the fresh pods was deployed from the scratch, right? Here also from the scratch, but here after deleting, then it will gonna try, it will gonna start to spin up those new pods. So that's the recreate strategy, and this is the rolling update. So what I have done is I have created a two file. So here you can see it is the same file, the deployment file, nothing fancy, nothing new, right? Only the thing is there is a different property called strategy which you need to define at the this indentation where you have this replica selector, right? It is went ahead because I have defined it as a what do you call it, the comment, right? Because as I mentioned, rolling update is something, it is a default strategy, right? If you don't specify, then the deployment will assume you are going with the rolling update, right? And that's the best way, right? Because we never get the downtime, and that is the way like we are working here. But if we, there are multiple other parameters also, right? I'll show you what is max available and max search is. But if you want to specify those, right? So in those cases, you need to specify this. So what is max unavailable and max search is like max unavailable one is like at a time it will gonna only delete one pod, and max search is it will gonna spin up one pod at a time. If there are multiple pods, and if you think okay that is the feasible for your application, then you can adjust these values, right? Similarly, for the recreate strategy, same deployment file, right? But here you can see we have specifically specified our strategy as a recreate, right? Recreate will doesn't have any kind of additional parameter like max and available or something, because it will gonna delete every pod in a single shot, right? So it's just you need to define the strategy as a recreate. All right. So I have a application called Path for Cloud Dep, which has a three version, right? Version 1, 2, 3, like that, and we'll see that how it will be doing. There is one more benefit if you remember that we have that revision history for these rolling update, right? Let's say if you think, okay, no, there is something wrong with this, right? So what you can do? You can roll back quickly to the previous version. That was not the case with the replica set. All right. So let's quickly jump to our cluster. Okay, these are still alive. I will go to our lab, and I hope it was already updated. 18 and 19. Yes, it is there. So the same file which I just shown you, right? And let's create now. Kubectl create hyphen f 18, or one second. Let me see if it is there is any other services running with this node port 80. Otherwise, it will throw error, right? So let me cancel this. What happened? Why it's not replying? Is everything okay with the master node? I think it is booted. Okay, we need to wait. Let me pause once it is come up. Okay, then I will start. Okay, machine is back now. I have restarted my session, and you can see we are now. Let's check whether the API server is up or not. Yeah, it's up now. Let me clear my screen and let's go to labs. So here we have this 18 number file which we are dealing with, right? So let's quickly do it, and let's see ports -w. Okay, it is ports. So all are running, right? It was very quick anyways. But if you see, so what it has done is it has deployed one replica, sorry, deployment, right? Which is saying the rolling dep, which we have name defined in our file, and 3 out of 3 is already running, right? Maybe 3 is more. What I will do is I will take it 2 first. Maybe because I don't want to end up with my resource utilization less or something. But anyways, we'll try with the 3 first. And if I'll show you the replica set, so as of now we have this replica set is running, right? Similarly, if you see there is a command called rollout deployment status. Deployment. No, I think rollout status deployment. Yes. Status deployment, and it is a rolling dap, right? So you can see it is saying that it was successfully rolled out, right? If you want to see this, so how you can see, there is a command called history, right? Yeah, here I'm just doing some trick with the bash shell. What I'm saying is, whatever the previous command you ran, right? If there is a word called status, just replace with the history and run that command. So you can see the command is kubectl rollout history deployment, and it is saying that it has a revision one, right? And the change cause was this, right? So see, this change cause is a very important thing, right? Let me show you that file. If you see that I have put this annotation. If you remember in the previous video when we discussed the labels, right? Labels and selector, then I have mentioned the annotation, right? So annotation is also kind of a label, right? But which is for the internal purpose for the Kubernetes. So here what I'm saying is I'm just putting this annotation as a change cause, like whatever. You can define this, right? So that it will be easy for you, right? If you don't put right, so that it will come as empty, right? Or there is another way, if you running that command, you can put the record dash dash record with the new deployment. That way the entire command will get will add here as a change cause for the next revision. But that doesn't look good, right? So for the best practice, what we do is we add this annotation in the deployment file where we clearly see, right? So if you are deploying a new file, right, maybe you can put a change number, or maybe you can put your Jira task number, right? Whatever you are following your method to track your work, right? So the same thing you can deploy mention here, so that you will get to know, or maybe the application number, or maybe the bug fix number. It could be anything, right? It's just a kind of message which you want to deploy under change course, so that whenever you need to roll back, so it will be clearly visible for you, okay, which version you want to do, right? I will show you how it will help, right? Now if I just quickly go and expose this, right, and then we'll see how we can quickly access it. Okay, it is exposed as a node port. So let's see what port was assigned, and it is 31753. I think I was running that while command from here. Okay, so what is the port is 31753. So I'm gonna just do it here. So here you can see that, right? We are getting the live traffic of our application, right? You can see it is coming from version 1, right? In the beginning of video, I have mentioned I have this 3 version of my image. So as of now, we are using the version 1, and it is coming as a version 1, right? So let's do one thing. Let's go to our file. Fine. And we'll see how we can do it. Sorry. What I will do is I will just change the annotation first. And here I will say version 2 image, and I will go and I would update the version 2 as well, right? Now I have updated my file. If I apply this file again, right, now you can see quickly kubectl get, come on. You can see that it is pending, right? So let's wait for it to come up. The moment these ports come up, right, what will happen is we'll have this version. But just notice, you will know, you will not see any kind of pause or something in this, right? So that's what I just wanted to see. But looks like we have the resources issue. So probably we need to go with the two ports itself. Okay, let's see what is happening with this. So how we can check, guys? We can just describe that ports, and we'll see in the event what is happening. Okay, so here it is saying is uh, one insufficient CPU, right? That's what I was hoping, or maybe suspecting this, right? So what I will do is I will just delete that deployment, and will deploy it with two ports. Okay, so that we'll see how we can accommodate this. So I'm quickly gonna deployment apps rolling hyphen dep. Uh, there is typo rolling hyphen dep. It is deleted, and you can see the traffic is no live. It that stopped also, right? Obviously, that application is deleted, so there is no result. That's fine. Let's quickly delete the service as well. Kubectl delete svc rolling hyphen dep. So that's deleted. Now let's move to version 1 only. And here also you need to update 1. But I will keep the replica as 2 now, right? Because we have the resource crunch. Anyways, that's fine. Now let's quickly apply this. It is done. It's exposed. If you see now, it is on 32694. Okay, so let's update 32694. Again, we have the traffic, right? Now the same thing, if you notice your replica set, so you can see that now we have the 2 out of 2 is up and running. All good. Now let's quickly update the image to version 2 now. And here also I would say do it on 2. Fine. Now if I run the history command, as of now only 1, right? Let's apply this. And let's get the ports. So here you can see, right? The moment it is getting terminated, you can see here, right? I just want to show you. One port is coming up, another is so you can see that if the your output is coming from the new ports, you can see version 2 updated. If it is still old version, but now it is only 2, right? Because everything is old ports was terminating, right? Everything is terminated. If you go this and if you go to the history, now you can see that you have the 2 revision, right? And see how this annotation help you to detect, okay, which version is which, right? Similarly, if you see the replica set, here you can see what is happening is this replica set is 0, which was the previous version, right? Was created 92 seconds ago, and this is the new replica set which is just created 41 seconds ago, and you have this version, right, up and running. Let me show you one more thing. If I say deployment, right, and let's describe this, and I will show you in the background how it was done. And it is rolling dep. If you see here, right, the previous replica set, let me get the replica set as well. It is ending with 475T, right? So what it is saying, when it was deployment, right? What it is saying, it was scaled up to 2. Obviously, it is the first time when we do. But when we deploy this C5, the new, right? What it has done is first it has rolled up. I mean that deployed your first new container C5, right, to 1. The moment it was up from the 47.5 it is scaled down, right? You can see scaled down to 1 from 2. Similarly, once that is done, then again the previous, which is 8C5, right? What it has done is it has the new one, it has spinned up one more, right? Scaled up. And once we have the 2 new pod are running, again it has done is down to 0 from 1. And you can see with the previous replica, we are running nothing, right? Everything is coming from the version 2, right? So that was the command, right? So there are two way to apply, right? This way, what we have done is we have directly edited our file and then we have done what we want, right? There is another way called kubectl set image, right? And you need to set the deployment, and deployment name is rolling dep, right? And then we need to set the image, right? But for that, what I need to do is I need to check my container name. Container name is web dep. Okay, so let's do one thing. Set image deployment. Rolling dep. What I'm saying is go and dip whatever the deployment I am specifying, right? Rolling dep. Do one thing. Here, go and you will find a container called web app, right? There you need to update this image. Which image? Now I am specifying the version 3. Now just keep an eye on the below screen where we are getting a this version 2, right? The moment I hit, same process will be followed, right? One port will be reply version 2 and the another will be applied version 3. Done? Now the moment it will come up, you can see that, right? Here you can see. Here the first port was this one. It was coming from that. Then there was one port down and it is from the version 3. Then again the version 2 and version 3. The moment that it is coming up, now you have everything is finally fixed. Right? That is the version 3 basically. Here you can see it was running, pending, terminating, and till here that you both have running, right? Then what I have done is we have done this. Now it has created a container and it is terminating the previous one. You can see that, right? C5 is the, because this name is deployment, then it just appended the replica set and then just appended some ID for the your container or pod, right? That's what it is doing. Now if you see the history, okay, we forgot to update this, right? So what I will do is I will roll back to version 2 and then again yeah, because this time we it will not come with this. Why? Because we are not deployed, we haven't deployed it with the image, right? That's what you can uh, put the record. And there is one more thing. Whenever you are doing this with the set image, right? Like this. So what will happen is it will not, let's say if I'm again doing the version 2 and I will say record, right? Now it rolled back to version 2, right? Now it will come to version 2 here quickly. Now you can see, right? Everything is to version 2 now. See? Right? So there is no downtime. We are getting the live traffic one the moment your request reaches to whatever the port. If it is new port, then you will get the new version. If it is still old port, you will get the still, right? Old. So that's what that. And there is one more thing if you wanted to specify, right? So you can describe it. Describe deployment rolling hyphen dep, right? If you go there, what happen is rolling dep, right? So same thing, we have done this scale down, scale up, so same it is. But if you scroll up, so somewhere you will see that strategy type is rolling update, whereas it was never specified in our file. Why? Because it is a default strategy for this. That is the reason it is already. And this you can see that it is 25%. Like it is scaling the one at a time and spinning up one. Since we don't have the good enough resources, otherwise what we would have done, we have taken the 10 replica and probably will see that 2 at max available and 2 at max. So what it will do, it will scale down first 2 and scale up 2. So that way it will work. All right. So that was the rolling update, right? Let me quickly delete this and then I will show you the recreate as well. So I will just say rolling hyphen dap, it is deleted. Now get svc and let's delete this service file as well. It is rolling dap. Fine, everything is deleted now. Okay, I forgot to mention you that let's quickly do it. Apply hyphen f 18 I am doing. Fine. Now it is coming with the app 2, right? Let's quickly expose and let's one more time 30846. Okay, 30846. So we have the version 2 is running, right? Now let's say if I am gonna do it for version 3, fine. It's done now. If you see the history, it is recording that, right? You can see that. It is not coming from the file because we are not doing it file, right? We are doing it via command. If you need to do it via command, right, just to test something, then you can use this flag dash dash record and it will come, right? So that way you can do. But now if you want to see that, okay, let's imagine with this version there is some issue, right? Now you want to roll back, right? So how you can do is you can, instead of history, you can do that undo deployment and the deployment name. It is rolling dev. Before I run this, let me show you replica set. So here you can see as of now it is running this, which is the new one, right? You can see it was spinned up 47 seconds ago and it was 80 seconds, right? When I roll back it, right? So what will happen is it will gonna spin up the previous one. You can see, right? And below you can see that we are getting the version 2 now. You can see now everything is version 2, right? So that's how that deployment and the controlled whatever the version we talked about, right? And if you do now history, so you can see that now what will happen is whatever the revision version 1, right? Now it became the version 3 because it is this one. And that is how this annotation or maybe the record flag will help you to identify which image or maybe which revision version is containing what, right? So that is the very good thing in practice if you keep it. All right. So now let's do one thing, delete it again. It's deleted now. If you see, we have nothing, right? Now let's create your recreate stuff, right? I think it is. Let me check what is the service file name. Again, okay, it is a recreate tab. So let me expose this again. It is exposed, and if you see get RS, same thing, right? Nothing fancy here, but it is again the three. So maybe this time will not get because it will gonna delete the first and then it will create the first. So we'll save the resource as well, right? So that's the benefit. If you see, we have three pod up and running, right? And yeah, let's me show you how the downtime you can experience here. So it is 32297, okay? 32297 it is running. So we are getting the version 1, right? Now let's do one thing. Go to this file and change it to version 2. Fine. Here also, let's say version 2. It is rolling recreate tab. Okay. Fine. Now if you apply this, you can see it stopped. Why? Because your pod is getting created. You can see that there is no, now it is running and now soon it will get started again. See. So did you notice the downtime here? Right? Because it was created, and let me show you one more thing. Get deployment, right? If I describe this, okay, deployment, recreate hyphen dep. So here you can see what is happening is the first when we deployed, it was scaled up to 3, right? But with the recreate, right, here you can see now the strategy type is recreate because we are explicitly saying in the file. Now what is happening is it is scaling down 0 to from 3. So everything was deleted, right? That's what we have discussed. Old pod will be deleted and the new pod will be created. Then once that is done, right, then it has pinned up a new pod. And that's we have seen that when it was doing it, this there was no output below. So that is confirmed that it was deleted everything and it is creating a new replica. But replica set, if you see, that's the same thing, right? And similarly, if history is saying, okay, it's not rolling DApp, it is recreate DApp, right? We have the new deployment now. You can see that initial. Same way, if you go to undo right now, it will do the same thing. Again, you will experience the downtime. You can see that it has terminated and it is pending, and now it is creating and now it is running, and soon you will get the version 1 now. Sui, right? So that's how that recreate policy strategy works, right? So these are the two default policy I would say that we have in our what do you say that Kubernetes, right? Apart from that, if I talk about, right, which we often listen as well, right? There is something called blue-green deployment, right? What is that? There is something called canary, right? These are also very popular deployment policies. There is something called AB as well, right? AB testing, I think they call it. But this is something that you cannot define in the deployment, right? This is something when we do that our Argo CD integration, right? Then I will show you that how this blue green is and the canary or maybe A/B testing works, right? So here what is happening is blue green is something where you are running a two environment parallelly. One is the old one, which is your blue, old, or you can say the current environment, and the green is the new, right? So one, you can run only one at a time, right? When you think okay everything is ready, what you can do is you can redirect your traffic to the green deployment, right? Because green is now done, right? You switch everything to green. So that is the blue green uh, strategy, right? Again, if there is nothing working good in that way, then again you can roll back to the blue one. So the same feature there is as well. Whereas in Canary, it is a kind of like the small version, right? You will small percentage of users or maybe node you will try to uh, redirect to the new one. Like here also same kind of rolling update you can say, because gradually we increase the traffic towards our, it is basically used for the kind of performance. You will see that how you're getting, or maybe you are rolling out a new uh, feature, right, within your application which you just want to do or want to uh, want get some kind of feedback from the users, right? That way you can do it, right? And if everything is good, then what you can do is like a beta version you can do it, right? And then everything is good, then you can slowly increase your traffic towards this, right? Whereas A/B testing is kind of it is also kind of canary, right, where we are slowly increasing our traffic, right? But it is something kind of basis of, you can say, the user, right? Maybe your some user is coming from the India location, some are coming from the Australia location. So that is something that you can define, right? Like from where you can your traffic is coming. That you can do it at the kind of basis of the user categorization, right? The segment you can define in this. So that's what that A/B testing is, right? So these three I know. Maybe there are a lot of, or maybe more, but not sure. But these three we will try to see when we do our Argo CD stuff, right? Because with this it is not possible in this deployment file, right? That's what we can do. All right. So that's it from the day, I believe. So we have discussed the deployment strategy, rolling update, and the recreate, how it works, and what is the benefit of each strategy, right? And this is something that you can control in the deployment file only, right? And yeah, so that's it, I think. And let's see in next video what we can discuss. I need to check the our notes, right? What is left and what is we have already, we have many things left. I am not saying that we have covered. I think almost 30-40% we have covered. So probably I will try to do maybe monitoring, logging will take it later. Storage part we can do, but before storage, I think yeah, there is something called environment config map, and then we'll see that something called secrets, right? So we will gonna discuss these things in the next video. What are all these and how we can inject all these within our application, right? So that is the agenda for the next video. And from today, I will take leave now. And if you found this helpful, then please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Path for Cloud channel. and I will meet you in the next. Thank you.